Pyongyang conquest of Sadia against Assam. Why do you think you can do that? You probably think you can do that because I'm your ally. Assam have Tech 4, you've got Tech 4. To be honest, I would rather declare my own war for all this land that I've wanted for rather a long time, even though it is Hindu. But all these fellows will join in. And Jampur certainly doesn't want any of that. Very risky when I have Ming breathing down my throat and rebel problems. And plus these are mountains. But you know what? Live fast, die young. I wonder if I accept this, will my karma go up? Rightfully not. Alright, Ming is moving again. I wonder what for. I don't want my manpower to suffer much more than it already is. Because that's another gauge that he will go by to wanting to attack me. At least we have recent revolt all around here, so there shouldn't really be any issue in that sense. Alright, onwards to my own capital, although... nice try, Mongyang, but it wasn't nice enough. Ming doesn't have the balls to attack, they must have the eunuchs in charge. It's an easy way to check that, actually. Ming. You don't have a bonus trade power from the trading faction, and what's the other one? Tax? I know that the effects of the different factions have been changed a fair bit, so that they're not quite so overwhelming. Yeah, I think I'd almost rather prefer disorder to losing even more prestige. And there goes our provinces, but the one thing King here did have was a couple points in military, so with a bit of luck, we might just pull through here. If we can get Tech 6, that would definitely turn the entire thing in our favour. All these provinces completely not done. Alright, so Kangara, you are straight away an issue, but it seems that Chagatai are taking care of you, and I want to go and loot my way through Assam. I also do not like the idea of me running so close to needing a loan. And where did my stability go? We can worry about that later. War is stability. Yeah, Jampur, thanks. Actually, having you as an ally probably saved me in ways that I'm not willing to admit. Also, I don't care if these are mountains, Kangra, you get the hell out of my land. And stop looting it! Because that's really hurting the supply limit, amongst other things. Sadly, I'm too slow to catch you. And you're giving me the runaround about here. What I can do is wait for you to get locked in movement there, and then I know I can attack. You won't have time to escape, and you can't divert your course. Actually, you may have time to escape. It's not too hard to get to Rebgong. Cheeky, you're going to ally Korchin for backup. It's tempting, but unlikely. Whew, those numbers. Wow, you managed to take this province before I even got there myself. This is impressive as it is scary. Okay, fortunately seems our enemy is a little busy right now. And I'm not talking blurple. So we'll send the 1,000 over there, the 2,000 down here. We'll get this province back in no time. And just leave a couple of guys so they can be quick to reinforce, and we'll make our move on Lhasa. hoping to keep them down on the south side. Can't underestimate the Nepalese here. Okay, I'm also going to get access through Jampur, reason being that it will also give my enemies access through Jampur, and who knows, they might end up going there and running into some Hindu zealots. They may be the same religion, but it'll probably still cause them a few problems. Doesn't seem like the best of idea to advance down to Bhutan without my cavalry backup, but then I don't have many units. Full stop. Okay, well there's where some of them are. Jake, did you raise war taxes? I did not, because I know if I get to tax 6 I'll crush everything in my path. Right, we'll make our way to whatever that province is called and take that for our... Oh, I see. Keep that loot flowing. It's one of the only ways I'm making ducat here. And if you manage to take Kangara, then that is a wonderful chunk of troops out of this. Hey, I'm not going to knock 3,000 being knocked out. And I want my provinces back too. They don't exactly give me much, but they give me something. And that's more than nothing. What a dangerous war to be involved in. Why in the world did I do this? Alright, that's good. We won't suffer any attrition going into our own lands, so please take those back. The rest of you... looting Bhutan is probably hurting us quite heavily here, actually. If they really want to take back that land, that's their prerogative. But I want Nepal out of this. Heck, I wouldn't mind Nepal as a vassal, since they are, you know. You know. Still there, Tech 4, and I'm Tech 5 going on 6. Jake, any missions? Ah, good point, I wasn't looking at that. Badakh. Okay, well I am not touching Afghanistan with an 80-foot barge pole right now, because whenever I go there I die. So, what else was there? Improving prestige and protecting against Delhi. Thriving arms industry is a wonderful effect, but unless Delhi gets roped into a horrible war, and that is not quite horrible enough, then I'm unlikely to succeed in that. What I should do though is take any opportunity to get an easy kill. Oh, a bunch of easy kills. But Kangra seems like a waste since we almost have his land anyway. Mind you, getting Koch out of all this would be grand. Let's hunker down in Koch. Where in the world is that? That is an outrage. Pretenders as well. They're going to make their way to the capital and make life very unpleasant for me. Okay, we'll just leave that there and consider it later. Wow, okay, he is gunning for me in Koch. It's grasslands, so he doesn't have any malice to attacking me. He doesn't have any maneuver. I do, and it's a river crossing penalty, so why is he so keen on it? So keen that he's movement locked and he has no backup. And he won't be getting any backup out of Kangra, because Kangra, you are remove. Your province is Hindu. But your ducats are mine. To inflation, you know, to be honest, I need that money. Well, I can't even take all that. I'll be taking war reparations from you, though. Sure. That'll probably keep me afloat single-handedly. And sure enough, he came to fight me. Ah, of course I have that discipline malice. And that affects my tactics as well. That's horrendously bad for me. But let's not give up. We can do this. We got Kangara out of this. It's not Kangara, is it? It's Kangra. One of my grand strategist buddies also goes by the name Kangara. And he was the guy that, well, I more or less trained off of him. 16th of August, I'm afraid that is too slow. Also, yeesh, Chagatai getting pretty disloyal there. Oh, no, 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 no. Keep it easy. And they don't want a royal marriage because they're disloyal, and I won't get them back down to loyal unless... 4 maneuver. That'll get you down here a bit faster. Yeah, I need prestige to get him on my side. And if he gets any support for independence, then he is going to do terrible things to me. I need to be stronger, or for him to be a little weaker. Now there's no zone of control from these forts, so I can just march right through. I'm also being told to check my cores. Yes, thankfully we can do these. Pay down our war exhaustion just to make it a little bit cheaper to core these, because dip tech, what is it good for? Alright, so I want to be able to knock out some of these guys. Vassalizing Nepal suddenly not seeming like the good idea that it once did, on account of them being, well, they would add to all of this. And again, if I don't chew my way down here sufficiently, it's all going to be quite bad for me. But if I disable Koch, then the war is won. And that is all part of disabling him. Ooh, I can take peace deal off Koch, which would certainly... Ah, shoot, I forgot about you, didn't I? Well, that's fine, you'll take time getting over to my capital. Meantime, well, I admire your tenacity. You know what, I only need infantry sieging this down. Why don't I go and help you out? I'll be there on the 5th, which... This actually probably is a very, very bad idea for me to go and fight. So we'll hold back. Oh, my manpower. It's hurting. And thankfully, Ming decided a riper target is Cochin. Sadly, Cochin is out of allies, probably because they're Buddhist. Thinking about it, I probably should have began integrating Mongolia. Their lands are actually my religion. Would have been faster and more stable to do so, but that's just something I'll have to remember for the future. Okay, I have what I need to get you out. I would happily take war reparations. Only gives me a little bit of prestige, though. And you know, a few ducats do grease the wheels quite nicely. That would knock out all of the Koch troops, of which there aren't many, but they would reinforce to be many. So yeah, I'll grab that. Thanks a bundle. So, where to now? It's got to be Nepal. I can worry about those pretenders at another date, but not now. For now, I have other things to worry about. Get you guys back together, because I can't be losing all this manpower. Jake, remember the Buddhist island south of Malacca. South of Malacca? If you were going to say southern India, then I could understand what you're on about, but this I cannot. Alright, they're moving to Koch, not elsewhere. So, what do? Nepal, do I simply kick you out? Now remember, this is all about Assam, and probably I'm going to go for the annexation of Assam. They're just too big. But Nepal wouldn't mind some income from you. Actually, I would really love to vassalize you. But then we run into that other problem that we were discussing before. And Nepal still field far too many troops for me to be comfortable with. Okay, guess I could just go for their capital. I doubt they're going to be able to make much of a move to stop me. I thought I had a workaround for attrition there, but I don't think it works quite the way I think it... quite the way I imagined it would. Alright folks, let's make our way over there. I'm not sure if they have access to Tirhut. They do not. At least not as far as I know. I'm not too concerned about you retaking that one province. Mongyang, you may not be winning too well, but you're also not losing too hard. You're actually doing more for this war than I'm giving you credit for. Chagatai, on the other hand, they're doing anything but that. Because they're disloyal, they're just throwing all their toys out of the pram and hanging around up in their own lands. I just pray to God they don't get support for independence. Because that would end me. Speaking of ending, goodbye manpower, it's all gone. Pegu. Haha. Pegu are helping out in a big way here. Thanks a bunch. Okay, and also thank you Pretenders. You're actually doing me a favour there by eliminating more of the threat. Actually, how good are you? Should have checked this a while back, but you might not be too bad. 333 strong air. Probably not too good an idea. Seems a bit risky. Alright. Maybe I should throw out the whole idea of having you as a vassal. Or rather, even taking much out of you, since this war is getting disastrous for me. Pyrrhic, if you will. Jake, the roundabout arrival attrition trick doesn't work anymore as far as I know. Yeah. Thankfully, actually. It really didn't need to be there, did it? Maybe I should actually be looting these lands a little more. Alright, that should be enough to get Nepal out of all this. In fact, good enough for war rep? Not quite. If I gun down his capital, I can take even more, but the question is, do I want to push that hard? Maybe. I mean, am I really losing all that much from all this? The answer is yes, since he's making his march back here. If I just wait for you to get into Koch, it should not... Wow, ballsy. I really like Mongolia. Maybe it is good that I keep them as a vassal. Okay, so I suppose I can make do with a few of your ducats. It just seems like a waste, though. I better go for a full annexation of Assam, then. I'd just be a lot happier with some war reparations, since they last longer. And they don't cause me inflation. Still, not having to deal with those 7,000 units is also a blessing in itself. So yes, we will settle for the money from Nepal. And then we end Assam. Assam's the only one left in the war. Annexing them is a trivial 60%. Let's do this. Oh yeah, those whole Pretenders. But Pretenders are making a beeline for my capital, which is actually going to work in my favour in a strange but true way. So how shall I manage this? Well, don't like the economical aspect of losing out of these provinces, so you folks... 1,000 there, 1,000 there, these 2,000 probably down there. We'll ensure that the Assam are removed from the premise. I'll lift my exile status by going into occupied lands, and I want to have Assam before Mongyang do. Thank you, based Mongolia. So what do I want? 1,000 on Assam just to back that up, 1,000 there. And 8,000 head up north because we're going to have some Pretenders to kill. Oh my, Assam isn't quite done yet. Jake, how is your aggressive expansion? I'm a horde, so it really doesn't matter. But for what it's worth, I've got a flat 0. That horde CB really melts away all the aggressive expansion. Okay, Mongyang are actually working on this province, but that won't matter. Actually, it's a bit sad if they do end up taking it, but like I said, it doesn't really matter in a big way. Okay, I don't want to fight them there. What I want is for them to move on my capital. You folks all hold together. You retake that for me. Alright, so I won't be able to get Sadia in this war unless Mongyang peace out. Can't imagine why they would, but they might. Get all of our lands back together, and great, he's on my capital. Conquest on... I wanted that land. Probably should have jumped on it whilst I had the chance, but I was a fool. Also, Chagatai still want to rise up, but hopefully the annexation of Assam should change their mind. I can't actually take any land from them because I haven't taken a fort yet. But oh, I will. I'll be taking all of this. In fact, they're my rival, right? So they'll enjoy a sick humiliation. And I will take war reparations as well. Because that's how I roll. Fiercely and aggressively. And that's the end of the so-called pretender to my rule. Ugh, and the end of my manpower. But that's okay. There should be a moment of relative peace after all this. Just me, or is this stopped? They must have less than 50 liberty desire for annexation to continue. What? Wow, okay, sure. That's horrible. For me. I'm gonna have to improve those relations then, get them right up. Oh, our general is dead. That's awful. Alright, at least we got everything back now. Monetarily, I wouldn't mind looting some more of all this jazz. So, Lhasa... It's got... No. Lhasa's fully looted. Ngari is not, however, so... Get on the case. Jake, do you have a gamey thing planned for this campaign? Absolutely not. I straight up don't. There's no exaggeration or messing about there. Okay, where can I loot then? Bhutan. And heck, we might as well just loot everything that we can. Actually Sadia is freed up for a possible taking. Oh, that's great. Gaining a bit of prestige right now. I need just a little bit more to placate our vassal. Speaking of placating, wow, Ming are taking nothing. Well, I have to hope that they die from a stiff breeze like they often do. Now, they're really not giving up, are they? We'll get one more looting session done in Bhutan and then we are out of here. Because I want Sadia as well, if at all possible. I prefer the humiliation though, so we'll see how it all adds up in the end. Royal marriage with Mongyang is dead and buried, but we'll be okay. Jake, would the Dip Rep Advisor help with Liberty Desire? He would. He certainly would. By 3, actually. Ugh, he's expensive, but I have little choice. I must buy him. Pretty much being bought by my loot. Alright, we might as well loot Sadia for all it's worth first. And less than 50, and he's at a cool 50 right now. A royal marriage would probably tip him over, but this isn't quite enough. I need a splash of prestige. Let's get you guys back. We have the 100%. So good. This will give us just enough prestige to placate him as well. So we could either annex and humiliate, or take the war right now. We're going for full annexation. And we need a bit of money for all of our bother. Thankfully it's costing less inflation now at long last, and a huge chunk of power projection. Alright, let's do it. How badly could this end up for us? The aggressive expansion. This will cause us to get between 1 and 23 aggressive expansion with 21 countries. It would show us if any nations would get enough AE to join a coalition there. Thankfully none will. Dep Rep Advisor nerfed again. Don't know what you mean by again, but yes, he has been nerfed. However, the base rate of integration is now 2 instead of 1. Okay, it doesn't really show there because of us not being able to, but if we placate Chagatai again, that takes him down to 41, and that should be enough to get us a royal marriage. His disloyal attitude will promptly change, and wow, good government policies. Yeah, what is our policy? War everyone all the time. Stability actually seems like the good idea here. Since I need all that admin for these cores. Well, I can actually afford it all. Sadia I cannot because it's too far for us to core, which I find a little strange since we can core Assam, but hey, what do I know? I'm the scrubbiest of scrubs at this game, right? We are bound to get a revolt at some point, so let's just increase the autonomy. That should slow it down by 50%, but we will still get it because of these religious nonsense. And yeah, I got no problem marrying Mong Yang. They're one of my most faithful allies around here. We're also marrying you. A royal marriage dips your desire for independence by 5%, and the bonus to... what am I trying to say here? To relations will also help out in that regard. Sadly, we're paying through the nose for the snotty advisor. So what will we do? We'll get all of our troops down here so we're ready to deal with whatever pops up. I still want to get my conversions done up there. It'll be slow and expensive, but it'll get done. In the meantime, we'll stop paying our troops because we need our manpower to recover, amongst other things. Jake, you might want to lift those sieges on Mong Yang. Nah. He'll be fine. Okay, all of our units are back up to full strength, so let's just stop paying them. Nice. Jampur still love us. Oh, Yarkand are ready for round 2, but I'm happy to be making extra points from the power projection. Muscovy still not exploring, but they are chewing into Lithuania. Who knows, they might get so wrapped up in European politics that they don't end up exploring. Or rather, colonizing. Who am I kidding? Yeah, Ming is getting rebels, but I think it was just a little bit of peasant rabble. Nothing that they can't take care of right now. Great, we've got cores through there, and now that we're at peace, autonomy can begin to lower. We will get Chagatai inside us before we know it. Our prestige is so-so. Well, so-so on the bad side, and yeah, our karmic imbalance is horrendous because we've been doing nothing but waging war. But we started out as an OPM with 4 development. We're now sitting at 142 development in 37 years. So, woo, basically. Soon Chagatai will be inside us, and that's another 117 development, was it? 111 development. We'll go for that. And we can get all these disgusting Tengri lands converted. Actually, let's not joke about that. It's not disgusting Tengri. I love Tengri. I would actually like to play as a Tengri nation. But your options are Buryatia, which is Siberian Clan Council, which is awful. Or Oirat, which is frankly too powerful. Shake Vassal Timmy and return cores. My country is too fragile right now to be thinking about extending that far. I want to try to consolidate the north and poke my little Sarig Yogir fingers into India. Hello, Koch. Looking a little OPM with very few frenzy down there. And I didn't take much from you in that peace deal, so our truce timer... yeah, it doesn't last long. Let us prepare for you to get inside me. Jake, what about Ming right now? They're hostile towards me and have a good, healthy number of allies. Although they're fighting Dai Viet. But it's only Dai Viet. Oh, defender against Dai Viet. Go for it, my Buddhist bro. No, he's getting totally bro-hammered. I feel so short on units. Did I dismiss some? I guess I did. But the important thing is that Chagatai do not see the need to rise up against me, and even when all the placations tick away, it won't be enough to make them against me. However, my lack of diplomatic reputation will suffer when you die. That means I have to hope that I get enough prestige to placate them again later on. OPM Buddhist horde life. It ain't easy. Jake, will punishment be today? I already did my punishment. Did it a few hours ago. It was very punishing. Okay, Delhi getting claims on me, that is not cool.